Do you know how heroic that is? You charged a terrorist that was killing people. You charged him with no weapon.
Not even a knife. Like I said, it's
You know how many people would have been killed if it wasn't for you four?
He imagined that this was an ability he shared with most other people. They had also molded their faces.
All right, welcome to the show. I'm official. I come pre-branded. It's okay, I'm not just some dude in his studio apartment talking to you. What is this dickhead doing next door? Jesus Christ, what the fuck? All right.
after I'd gotten this like really weird email from some like associate assistant to the vice president of like the student conduct committee.
What did that email say?
Along the lines of, hey, Samuel, just want to let you know, ODU doesn't have any intention of pressing charges against you in accordance with like the student code of conduct.
Pressing charges against you?
This
The
is
ODU doesn't have any intention
Thanks.
of
This is-
pressing charges against
this is
you
what
after
the
you
email-
killed a fucking terrorist
This
that
is what
killed a
the email-
professor?
it's what the email said. I woke up one morning.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Jerk offs.
Yeah, I don't know. And it was like, no intention of pressing charges.
Thank you for your mercy. Not that this is any of your fucking business. Get out of the way
Oh,
while
gee,
I
thank
save
you.
people's fucking lives.
I woke up that one morning at like 8:30 in the morning. I slept on the couch. Maybe it's been.
Maybe I'll save your dumbass one day. Think about that. Think about that for a second. Imagine if this or anybody else from the, what is it, or student conduct office? Okay, I guess we need that. Imagine if one of the, or let's just say the person who wrote this email, imagine if that guy, if it was, did you say it was a guy or it doesn't matter? Imagine if that guy was in the room or the building here, the whatever sort of space it was when this was going down.
I don't know.
We know what you did.
I mean,
My phone the other.
Saved it
I know
in
that
your fucking classroom.
if we were to speak to this person, they'd say it's procedural, right? Oh, well, it's just part of protocol. You know what you do in a situation like this? Even if you, even if you want to use this kid or any of the other kids who took down the shooter, even if we say, let's consider the psychological stress that these kids are under. Is it really necessary to send out this email to them confirming that they're not in trouble? I mean, what you're doing, you're introducing the possibility that you either could otherwise be or that for a second there, that was in doubt. You're going to add, oh, don't worry. We're not, guess what? I wasn't worried until you told me that I didn't have to, there was something that I didn't have to worry about. And if this guy was in the room and the kid here saved his life or her life, would they really have that? Would they have the nerve to send out that kind of message to any of them? It's just procedure. This thing about policy and procedure and protocols, no matter what business we're talking about, university, it's all just this inflated admin class nonsense. But you deal with it everywhere. And it's the case that everywhere you deal with it, it's a plausibly deniable set of barriers and obstacles to anybody except the enterprise who's formulated and now has deployed these protocols. It's for their benefit only, right? But usually they're there. I mean, think about it. Office of Student Conduct. All right, well, ostensibly that's there to try to rectify some scenario where, student X did this, student Y was the recipient of this, and we need to resolve this. Okay. But it doesn't always turn out that way because there's all these institutional interests. I don't just mean the institution, meaning the university itself. I mean, there's that, obviously. But there's political considerations. Oh, was the student black, white, male, female? Where'd they come from? Oh, this guy's been in trouble before, but not really. And, okay. Or he comes from a great family and she does some bullshit, whatever. So they end up putting the wrong people, or they end up imposing consequences upon the wrong people. The people who are otherwise, it's like your HR staff at your office, if you work in that sort of office, right? You think, hey, they say, hey, my door's open. Come up, see me anytime. You got a problem? I'm always here to talk. Then you go in there and they go into they put on that costume and they start asking questions of you, which makes it sound as if you're under suspicion, right? And will they actually investigate the thing that you're bringing to them? It's like, I don't really want to be here doing this, and then, okay, well, we'll just fill out this paperwork and sign this. It says you understand, and then you're on the hook, basically. That's the kind of just inversion. And what's the problem with that? Is that it doesn't take place in a fucking vacuum. That's one problem. The second is that by now, this has been going on for so long, generations upon generations now. I'm sorry, I don't mean Gen X, Gen Y. I mean every 5 to 7 years worth of, say, of new recruits into the workforce. They've grown up with it, right? It's totally normal. Nobody wants to question this shit anymore. It's just that, but that's the way it is. Like that's what's wrong with that? Like isn't that what you expect them to do? Yeah, it's what I would expect, but it doesn't make it right. Does anybody ever think about that? Like, okay, just because something is a policy or it is a procedure, it doesn't mean, think about it. Institutions at times are forced to change policies or make corrections. Right there, that should tell you that some things are right, some things are wrong, okay, so if something hasn't been adjusted yet, might we ask a question and look at it and say, is the university's behavior in this case acceptable? No. So for anybody who's going to come in, but that's just our policy. That's the way it is. No, it's not the way it is. You know what? A policy is not a law. A policy actually doesn't entitle you to do anything. A policy, for the moment, can safeguard an institution, a company, or otherwise against say a consumer, client, whatever, student, from doing this or that, such that it enables them to manage it the way they want right now. But if they get over their skis and they start acting either inappropriately, unlawfully, etc., somebody should call them on it and compel them to change that. And by the way, reveal the source of the thinking that informed this bullshit, not just the people who, like this person who sent the email, who's in charge of deploying it into the world upon a hero, a legitimate hero, or many of them. Good God.
Look at my phone, immediately screenshot it, I sent it out to my dad and some of my mentors from when I was active duty, and they were like, what in the hell is that? And
Can I have that screenshot?
You know what?
Yeah,
He's lucky that the people that he said, the people say in his immediate sphere, friends, family, etc. I don't know how many of them reacted and with what degree of concern, but based on what he just said, he's lucky that he got that reaction and not some flattening chicken shit. Oh, I wouldn't worry about it. Just delete it. That's the worst, because when something hits you and you know it's wrong and it alarms you this way, especially after having gone through something like this, a lot of people who are just, I'll say, either hyper compliant or mindlessly compliant with this sort of thing. That's exactly what they'll tell you. You'll be walking around with this concern. Your gut will tell you, man, this isn't right. What the hell is this? And then you show it to somebody like, yeah, I wouldn't worry about it, whatever. Or worse, oh, that sucks. You're my friend, you're my brother, you're my mother, you're whatever, my colleague. Can you say something more meaningful than that and maybe give it some thought based on the circumstances here? I'm telling you that I'm concerned. I don't need you to come in and provide relief to me, to tell me that what I'm feeling is not something that I should be feeling, like, or that my instincts on this are illegitimate. That's not what I'm looking for here. Now, if you come in and you if you're the friend, let's say, or you're the father, you honestly think, okay, look, I've seen this type of thing before. It is nothing to worry about. Okay, but in this case, it really, I mean, if we were in another scenario where that might apply, then, oh, hey, I'm really worried about this. Is like, if I came in and I asked you, hey, is this anything? Give me your opinion on this. If you then responded by saying, no, I don't think it's anything. Okay, fine. I asked you a question that would, where your answer would be one of the options or the choices there. If I'm just sending it to you, I say, look at this bullshit. I've already given you my opinion of it and my instincts on it. Okay, I'm not looking for you to reassure me. Okay, I'm saying to you, in effect, look at how badly they're behaving. Okay, I don't need you to tell me it's something other than that when it's clearly not. What good is that going to do? The only thing that's going to do is compromise the relationship between you and I, because for whatever reason, you're not willing to look at this for what it is, because you're too chicken shit. So now we got a problem because I can't trust you either.
Thank you.
I'll give it to you. I think it was like a rogue. It was a rogue email, like a "we know what you did" kind of thing. I don't know.
We know what you did?
My phone the other. I
Saved an entire fucking classroom. That's
this
what
is
you did.
so the university president was alerted of that this happened, and within a couple hours called me personally and was like, I'm so sorry that ever got sent to you. Don't even, like, no words, but I'm sorry. And what you and those guys did, you guys are warriors, you're heroes. And then he shared a personal anecdote with me about his time when he was at Illinois University.
Before he tells his story, I just want to map something else from what I think he's about to say onto what I just said. This is especially true in corporations where you have, say, either the owner or the CEO, say, at the top, and the HR admin class, middle management underneath. Those people, that group, sources their power by walling off the head honcho from the people onto whom they enforce all this ridiculous procedure. And how? Well, the CEO's got a bunch of stuff to worry about, obviously, whatever that may be. The last thing they want to have to deal with is like disciplinary action, the day-to-day goings on of somebody doesn't like so-and-so, or some external threat. We're going to get picketed for this or that. And so what do? They defer everything and they leave it all in the admin class's hands. And not only do they leave it, they don't want to check in on it either. Hey, whatever happened with that thing? They don't want to know nothing. And it's the case that the procedure is designed, the protocols, so that if you're underneath, you have a problem, you don't go to the boss. And if you do, watch out. If you go over the heads of any of these admin morons, you're in trouble. Okay. And we saw this with the rolling back of, arguably so, the rolling back of a DEI across, maybe not across, but in some pockets of corporations or wherever. Okay. The guys and gals at the top didn't know what the hell was going on. They didn't familiarize themselves with any of this crap. They got sold lie after lie after lie as to what it actually was. Oh, that sounds good. No racism, equal pay for all. Oh, great. Yeah, let's do that. It'd be great for PR. They leave it there and they let everybody else come in and just install this evil and enforce evil, essentially. Okay. And they don't know about it until it blows up in the company's face, as it did over the last handful of years in that case. So what ended up happening? Once the bosses, the board of directors, whoever else saw what was going on, they said, wait a minute, we installed this. This is what we agreed to. Get it out of here. They fired everybody. Good. They never should have hired them to begin with, but they also should have fucking paid attention to what was going on. I know they got better concerns or bigger things to worry about than that. But here's the thing. If you're going to allow your admin staff level, that middle management, okay, to have that kind of authority and invest that much in them, then obviously the project itself is going to be consequential, either good or bad. So you can't just defer. You need to whether you're a mafia chieftain or a CEO or the chancellor of a university or whatever, you delegate. Sure, you can't do everything yourself. You can't be in every classroom knowing what's going on. But you got to also be the eyes and ears. You got to pay attention to what the hell's going on. You should not be aloof to the extent that it would take something like this to compel your attention. What about everybody else who's been fucked over by these idiots in this compliance or conduct office? It never gets that high. What recourse do they have? None.
Although some people might have made mistakes. They may have arrived at an appearance that bears no relationship to them. They may have picked an ideal appearance based on some childish whim or momentary